This week has been pure chaos. We've had a little bit of snow right behind me, as you guys can see the remnants in the background. We've also had 60 degrees today. We've also had 30 degrees, as well as a little bit of rain. But I have a vehicle that is built for every journey. Specifically, that means all 4 seasons. Hey guys, it's Chris. In this video, I'm super excited to present the 2026 Jeep Overland, available exclusively in this hybrid powertrain right here. Now, I'm quite interested to see how this vehicle competes against the benchmark, specifically the Toyota RAV4, as well as the Honda CR-V. But you know what? This one does have remote start, so we're gonna lock the doors, hit the key fob twice. Dos. Boom, on the first try. I almost thought it wasn't gonna work, but you know what? Let's go ahead, unlock those doors, drum roll, get into this review. Looking at the outside of the 2026 Jeep Cherokee Overland, this is your key fob with your unlock, lock, remote start feature, tailgate release, and panic button at the bottom of the key fob. Now, as equipped, this vehicle is $46,810, dressed in a Silver Zynith exterior on a black leatherette interior. Now, this one does also include the Advanced Technology Pro package for $995, which does bundle in a couple of additional features like your cooled seats, as well as heated rear seats, a automatic parking feature, and 360 camera, with some more stuff, all of which will be in the description below. But looking at your exterior design, I'm seeing a lot of design cues from Jeeps of past, present, and future, with a little bit of Liberty, Grand Cherokee Renegade, and the upcoming Recon EV in the mix. Now, looking at your front end fascia right here, you have a full LED headlight setup right here with your U-shaped DRLs, which doubles as your turn signals, and LED low and high beams in the center. Your 7-slat Jeep grille is front and center with your badging up top and front view camera system, as well as a sensor-free active driving assist technology, which will try out on the road. You can also see some LED fog lights further down below in the lower front diffuser. But coming over here to your wheels, you have a 20-inch 5-spoke design wheel wrapped in the all-season tire. You have these electronic door handles, which are flush with the body, and keyless entry for your front door handles. This right here is your window sticker. Check out all options and features in the description below. Now, looking up top, you do have some roof racks, which are blacked out, and a panoramic sunroof to give you air feeling inside the cabin. Now, speaking a little bit more about dimensions, overall vehicle length is 188.1 inches long from nose to tail, with 8 inches of ground clearance. Over here on the driver's side, you'll also find a 13.7 gallon gas tank right here. Now, you do have more of a squared off rear greenhouse design, which definitely does remind me of the Land Rover Discovery Sport a bit. Full LED taillight setup back here with a single exit exhaust tip over there on the driver's side down below. Now, the tailgate is power operated. You have a release right here to whir open. Now, looking behind the second row seats, you'll find 33.6 cubic feet of space. If you do fall down the seats in a 60-40 split, that expands to 68.3 cubic feet. Speaking of amenities back here, you have your carpeted floor mats, as well as a 12-volt charger right here. This is your button right here to close the tailgate or liftgate, with some more storage down below and a first aid kit right there. But now, let me show you guys under your hood where all the action happens in the new Cherokee. Yeah, boy. Let's go. I think these electronic door handles are a bit of an overkill, if I'm being honest. You also have a button right here for your hood release. And as soon as I pop the hood, the engine starts right up, of course. Now, the new Cherokee is only available in a hybrid setup like this one right here. Now, under the hood of this Cherokee, you'll find a 1.6-liter turbo inline 4-cylinder that's pushing 38 psi of boost to make 177 horsepower. This is also paired with 2 400-volt electric motors and a 1.03 kilowatt-hour battery for a combined horsepower rating of 210 horsepower and 230 pound-foot of torque. This goes with an eCVT transmission with MPG figures of 39 city, 35 on the highway, and 37 combined. This does have a curb weight of 4,295 pounds. I can't believe this engine is actually pushing 38 PSI boost. That's just insane to me. Now, I really do like this Overland trim right here. This one is dressed in a two-tone silver exterior with these lovely 20-inch wheels, which are specific for this Overland trim right here. It looks so good in the flesh. But now, let's check out the interior where all the action happens in the new, say it with me, Cherokee. Yeah, boy, let's go. Now, when I have the seat adjuster for me at 5'6", I will have about 6 inches of legroom. As far as headroom goes, I have about 4.5 to 5 inches of headroom. It is very good back here. Speaking of amenities in the second row seats, obviously you have your window controls with your lock and unlock for your doors. Vents right here, 3-stage heated outboard rear seats, 2 USB-C ports, and a household outlet right there. Look at all the natural light this panoramic sunroof lets in. It's just sweet. Here's a quick look to the cockpit right there. Now, I'm super excited to show you guys the driver's seat where all the technology is baked out with this new Uconnect 5 infotainment setup. So let's go. Let me show you guys all the cool features over there. Of course, you do have these electronic door handles, which, again, I don't really care for. Don't fix what isn't broken. Yeah. Now, looking over here at your interior, this is a Global Black Leatherette Interior. You have 8-way power adjustable seats for both the driver and front passenger, same range of motion, with a manual tilt, telescoping steering column. Over here in the door panels, you have a 2-person memory setting with all your window and mirror controls down below. Hood release is right there with your electronic parking brake and all of your light controls with your gas tank release right here. Now, stepping inside of the cabin of the new Cherokee, I have to say it's definitely a nice place to be. You have this heated 3-spoke steering wheel right here with all my cluster controls over here on my left-hand side and all my driver assist controls over here on my right with my wiper controls right here. Now, this is a 10.25-inch unit right here for your cluster. You can use all these buttons right here to change and configure all your various different modes and settings. So basically right here, this is in your standard mode. I can adjust my screen setups right here for your upper left and right. You can pull up your compass, outside temperature, time, as well as your range for both sides, which is pretty interesting. I can also cycle over here for my pitch and roll for my off-road pages. Battery voltage, oil life, engine hours. Some more range information is right there, as well as your tire pressures, transmission temperature, oil pressure, all the various different settings, battery voltage, stuff like that. Trip information for your MPG stuff, as well as a driver assist view right there. Media settings, as well as your message setting right there. One cool feature I also want to show you guys too in this cluster is this button right here. You can actually change your screen layout design. So this is in a more reduced or standard view. I can go to a more minimalistic view. A driver assist view right here. As well as a navigation view, which is pretty cool. So you guys can see that right there, the full navigation screen. Now, looking over here, your main infotainment, this is a 12.3-inch unit. This is part of Uconnect 5. As far as all your various different settings go, you have your heated and cooled seats right here with these touch sensitive buttons on both sides, as well as your 3-stage heated steering wheel right there. Volume control, as well as your tune knob right there. Screen on and off is over there on that side. Now, this one does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, I'm super excited to try a quick audio test. Now, this one does have a Alpine 9-speaker sound system. So let's try out the audio real quick. Now, as you can see, the infotainment setup itself, this Alpine 9-speaker sound system definitely does have a lot of bass and sound quality. It is definitely impressive. I still think it's like slightly below a Bose or a Harman Kardon option, but again, that's just my personal opinion. Looking a little bit more at the infotainment right here, you also have embedded navigation. So let's try a navigation test. As you can see, it's pretty quick to find a prompt with no problem at all. But going back to your main home page right here, obviously you have all your various different stuff. Your media settings right here. Your comfort settings, which basically mimics the displays down here for your touch center buttons for your climate control. It is also brought up here inside of the infotainment, which is pretty cool and interesting. Heated cool seats, stuff like that. CarPlay settings. Some more vehicle settings are right here. You can adjust all your various different cameras and your favorite settings right there under that menu. Your autonomy for all of your various different vehicle sensors. E-hybrid mode shows you your power flow meter as well as your driving history. Some more dashboard settings are right here for your off-road pages. So you can see like your steering angle, pitch, roll. Some more auxiliary gauges right there. You see how sensitive the screen is? It literally just took me out of that whole menu. Terrain select right there. You also have your off-road pages right there. So you can see a little B-roll of the Cherokee. Pretty interesting stuff. Some more controls right here. You can also pull up your full-on 360 cameras under this menu as well. And all of the various different settings for the infotainment under this menu right here. So you can change all of your driver assist page, software updates, stuff like that. Driver assist is under this menu right here. Display settings and so on. All your various different apps and also a shortcut button right here for your navigation. Now looking further down below, again, like I mentioned, you have all your shortcut buttons right there for your climate controls with your lane keeping assist on and off, traction control function, low gear mode, as well as your automatic parking feature, parking sensors on and off, and 2 USB-C ports. This one is charging and connectivity to the infotainment. That one is just for charging only. Some more storage down below. Push button start is right here. And this is your gear shifter, this rotary dial, which is a little finicky at times, especially when you need to make a quick U-turn. It can be a little bit slow and laggy, but you can push it back for reverse. We have a full 360 camera with trajectory lines, as you can see right there. Rear view. You can also pull up a front view, top front view, as well as a full-on rear view. Neutral drive, and then back over for park. You have all your various different drive modes right here. For your automatic mode for everyday driving, sport, a snow, and then a sand/mud mode. You also have a auto hold feature with your hill descent function. Cup holders are a pretty good size. And also in the center console, you have a wireless phone charging pad right here with plenty of storage with a 12-volt charger down below. Now you do have a auto dimming rear view mirror with a rear camera when you do activate it like so. Sunglass holder, all your controls for your panoramic sunroof, some illumination, as well as your telematic stuff for your SOS and so on. But now let's go for a drive and check out the real world performance in a new, say it with me, Cherokee. Yeah, boy, let's go. Review, let's go. We're gonna brake boost it and do a 0 to 60 test now. Very nice. Now, speaking of visibility out the front, rear, and sides, I can see very good over the hood, out the side mirrors, and even out the back, thanks to this digital camera mirror, which really does come in clutch with rearward visibility. Now, the overall design of this new Cherokee is definitely a lot more utilitarian. Think of like a boxy, blocky overall exterior design. Definitely a baby Grand Cherokee in the mix. Now this one is dressed in this lovely silver exterior with these 20-inch 5-spoke design wheels, which are specifically on this Overland trim. Now I did have a chance to preview a limited grade trim a week or so ago. That one had an 18-inch wheel setup. Honestly, I prefer these 20-inch wheels. I favor those a little bit more. And I do love this silver two-tone exterior paint. This has a lot of presence on the road. Now just driving around a little bit more. Let's speak a little bit more about the powertrain. So this uses a 1.6-liter turbo, inline 4-cylinder, pushing 38 psi of boost to make 177 horsepower. This is paired with two 400-volt electric motors, as well as a 1.03 kilowatt-hour battery. Now, I will say total combined horsepower rating makes about 210 horsepower and gets about 37 mpg combined. One thing worth mentioning is the potential long-term reliability issues with said vehicle. Stellantis' reputation definitely does hold up to them, specifically when you look at the 4xe Wrangler as was the Grand Cherokee. They recently discontinued those vehicles due to a lot of reliability issues, electrical issues, and almost damn near burning down your house. So just to give you guys a little context here, for the average consumer who will most likely be buying this vehicle for 6 to 8 years, you definitely want to know if this vehicle can make 100k miles with very little issues. Now, I will say the powertrain itself, the 1.6-liter turbo, It's a little bit more unrefined than, let's say, something like your bigger displacement, naturally aspirated RAV4 or CR-V, for instance. This tiny 1.6 turbo pushing 38 PSI of boost. It's making 177 horsepower. Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, will this thing actually hold up to like 100K miles, for instance? Only time will tell. Now, to give you guys a little bit more numbers to back up specifically the benchmark, the Toyota RAV4 as was the CR-V, let's talk about numbers, right? So in terms of the CR-V hybrid, that also gets 200 horsepower and gets about 37 mpg combined, so it's right on par with this. In terms of the RAV4, that is the class leader. The new RAV4 for the new generation, which I'm super excited to review, makes 236 horsepower and gets mid-40s mpg combined, which is very impressive. Now, one thing I do want to talk about as we sit here is the overall technology incorporated into this vehicle right here. So first things first, you have this cluster right here. This is a 10.25-inch unit. I can use this page button, like I mentioned in my walk around, to cycle between all the various different modes and menus. So this is in a more standard view, your driver's assist view, which I will show you guys in a minute, and my personal favorite, this map navigation view. Really just gives you this cockpit center, like focus type of feel going on here, which is pretty cool. But since we're going to the highway, I think this is honestly a great time to leave up the driver assist page right there. As far as the infotainment, this is a 12.3-inch unit, part of Uconnect 5. You have wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, all your various different functions. I can also pull up a power flow meter under the infotainment right there, as you guys can see, which is pretty cool. This all goes through a 9-speaker Alpine sound system, which has good bass and sound quality. Still isn't on the level of a Bose system, for instance, but I still think it's pretty good. Now, this one does have the Advanced Pro technology package for $995. If I'm really being honest, I think this package should be standard equipment on this trim level right here. Because if I'm being honest, you get things like your heated cool seats, 8-way power seat adjustment. Again, seat comfort is great. Heated outboard rear seats, and you also have a heated steering wheel for seat comfort. But that package itself includes the automatic parking, your 360 camera, and honestly, I was quite shocked that the 360 camera is still optional equipment at this price point. Now, to give you guys some more context and data to back that up, think about it like this. This car is about $47,000. A RAV4 Limited, according to a couple of dealership listings that I've seen, runs about $45,000 to $47,000. And it's a Toyota, so you know it's reliable. Now, one cool feature with the active driving assist technology is the fact that I can use my adaptive cruise control with the traction control off, which goes off automatically in its sport drive mode. So let's see if we can find a car to test out the following distance. I can set my speed right here. As far as the following distance goes, I can go all the way out to 3 following distances or all the way down to 1, which I can adjust right here. Right now, this is in a more kind of center focused driver assist page. As you can see, the adaptive cruise control does a great job of following the traffic in front of me. And even sitting here at highway speeds, it's actually very smooth and quiet. Again, this one has the 20-inch wheel setup. The 18-inch wheels are more superior when it comes to ride quality, but honestly, you can't compete with the overall look of this. There we go, we'll turn that back off. I love this navigation display right here. Now, as far as the lane keeping assist goes, if I do veer over, it will pull me back over into my lane, as you guys can see right there. When the adaptive cruise control is activated, it'll be green for like hands on the wheel, and then it'll go like yellow orange if you do veer over a bit. So as you guys can see right there, it does a great job of veering back over. And like I mentioned in my walk around, all your drive modes are pretty straightforward. Sport, your auto modes like your normal for everyday driving mode, and your couple of off-road modes. Honestly though, these hybrid SUVs or hybrid vehicles in general really shine in city driving like this right here. Just driving around, low speed driving, you can just run this in pure EV mode. Now, as we get a little bit closer to the dealership, what is my overall opinion and conclusion on the new 2026 Cherokee? Well, I will say this, right? Honestly though, This is the most Jeep vehicle in the segment in terms of off-road goodies and packages, and it's actually quite funny because the theme of this vehicle is built for every journey, and that means that it's built for all 4 seasons. Like I mentioned in my intro, it snowed, it rained, now it's sunny, it's cold, and I think this vehicle is definitely perfect for all 4 seasons. But where I think this vehicle really falls apart is in the fact that the RAV4 for 2026 has also got a redesign, and also you need to understand that this isn't on the level of RAV4 in terms of MPG or even power for that matter. And then you also have to deal with the potential reliability issues. You look at stuff like the exterior. I always say to myself, right, don't fix nothing that isn't broken. The electronic door handles is honestly a good example of don't fix what isn't broken. But the overall technology of this vehicle is pretty good. I do like the map cluster. Infotainment is easy to use, plenty of seat comfort and features. But I think honestly this is right on par with like CR-V in terms of specs. But I still think the RAV4, I'm really itching to do a review on that vehicle, hopefully soon, fingers crossed. But I think I'll honestly go RAV4. I mean, this is a good product, it looks good. The Advanced Technology Pro Package should be standard equipment for the money. I think honestly if Jeep can bring the pricing down a little bit closer to like the $44,000, $43,000 price range for a trim level like this, they could honestly have a good vehicle on their lot to sell if it undercuts like RAV4 and is like closer in price to like your CR-V or something of that nature. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the new Jeep Cherokee. Plenty of features, a lot of technology. That hybrid assist, you can really feel that torque feel. Smooth transition between pure EV mode and using the internal combustion engine, but honestly it's just the reliability. I think that's what's really in the back of my mind. And considering consumers buy this vehicle for 6 to 8 years plus, you need to know that this vehicle has got your back in terms of reliability, and I don't know if this vehicle does. Oh yeah, one other thing too I want to talk about under the driver assist stuff is the automatic parking assist feature. Again, I might lay in a clip of the automatic parking feature at work. That is a pretty cool feature, and it's pretty handy for like tight, parallel, or perpendicular parking. Honestly though, technology is phenomenal in this vehicle. It's just the fact that you're not really getting the reliability in this whole package. Now, for me personally, I will say this vehicle is, or just compact SUVs in general, are quite forgettable in terms of me like remembering them. Honestly, I like more affordable enthusiast cars, but as this vehicle sits as a product, I do like it though. It's not bad. I also wanted to mention too the fact that I did have a chance to review a few of these off camera to get a little bit more seat time, gain a little bit more of a better understanding of this product. But yeah, I just want to add a little bit more context behind my overall decision and opinion on the new Cherokee. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna wrap up this video. This is Chris signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Now I want to show you guys the automatic parking feature in the new Cherokee. So you have to push down the automatic parking button right there, and right now it's going to search. I have to basically drive forward. We have like 3 spots right there we can try out. We just got to roll past to see if it picks it up. Move slowly. Boom, found a spot right there to my right. I'm going to actually do forward parking this time. Press hold brake pedal and then hold down on the automatic parking button. It's taking over the steering wheel controls as well as the reverse drive and park right there for your gear shifter. Here's a quick top-down view. It is a bit annoying that you have to hold down the automatic park button right there, but it does all of the parking for you, which is pretty interesting. Now it needs to straighten up. Boom, it is complete. Let me show you guys the outside of how it looks. Actually has like full sensors all the way around the overall exterior of the vehicle. But as you guys can see right there, pretty straight parking job. Pretty neat in between the lines, as you guys can see that too. Let me show you guys around the back. Oh yeah, that's pretty straight. That was the automatic parking feature in the new Cherokee.